Hey everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Amplify Life with Madhuri Thakur, and I wish you all a very happy, healthy and prosperous New Year 2022. Today's episode is for all of us who are planning to be into a relationship or are already into it, engaged, married, or everyone who seriously wants to make their relationship happy, fulfilling and healthier in the new year. Hey everyone, I'm Madhuri Thakur. Thank you for tuning into Amplify Life. In this show, we will talk about personal transformation, relationships, and life. How would we take responsibility for our own life? How can we grow, accomplish our goals, personal, professional, and relationship goals? We will learn how to unstuck ourselves from our limiting beliefs. We would be talking about practical and tangible actions that we can take and implement in our lives. Episode 13. Couple Communication Resolutions from the year 2022. Nirvana thanks and wishes a happy new year to all its business partners, valuable customers, and wonderful listeners. May this year brings a lot of happiness to your life. This episode is sponsored by Nirvana, unique destination for Bharatiya products. You can log into www.nirvana.co.in to buy or sell handmade products. You can follow Nirvana on Facebook at Nirvana eShop and on Instagram at Nirvana_eShop. Nirvana echoes vocal for local. So what are your resolutions this year? I hope we all are determined and planning to keep them up, probably unlike many past years. Let's have a look at some relationship resolutions. I have picked some important points based on the issues I come across in my sessions. You can pick the one which you may relate with. Let's move on to the episode. Healthy partnerships require work and communication. Having a healthy relationship is something that many of us strive for, but it can be really hard at times. Good communication in relationships is important. We have heard it, we know it, we have lived the truth of it. However, despite everyone knowing the importance of good communication in marriage, so many marriages and relationships are still struggling to communicate effectively. Old habits creep in. The stress of daily life makes it hard to keep your cool, or sometimes you just flat out don't feel like talking. One of the biggest struggles in any marriage is figuring out how to talk about problems without fighting. There are so many instances where one spouse responds without even taking in what their partner has said. We all have done this. You prepare your reply before your spouse has even finished speaking. It becomes about proving a point and winning the argument, rather than being heard and in return, listening. This gets us in a communication rut, wherein both spouses say the same thing over and over again, constantly coming back at each other, but neither is actually heard. I believe that we communicate to learn. If we begin with this approach, then we must ask ourselves, what is the issue we would like to focus on and why? This tactic creates an opportunity for us to clearly state and examine the problem with our partners and provide them with a chance to learn what and how we feel and why. Moreover, permits your husband or wife or partner time to hear your concern and gain understanding and respond to the issue. Navigating two different people's emotions and needs and wants and hang-ups and a never-ending stream of oddball behavior is tricky. What could help though is making some relationship resolutions, because romantic relationships are meant to enrich our lives. That doesn't mean they don't require work though. In fact, the idea that relationships, if they are right, should be easy is a myth and gives us unrealistic expectations. Please listen to episode 9, Relationship Myth Busters here. As per my experience working with couples, I would like to share some super helpful relationship resolutions all couples should make any time of the year. Or probably this is the right time to take couple communication resolution from the year 2022. So let's go through the 12 resolutions today. Number 1, create a safe space for communication. In order to create a safe space, it can't be the one-way thinking, the negative attitude or behavior, using the dialogue to tear down your mate, use words that cause harm, or illustrate negative nonverbal actions and behaviors. In order to create a safe space, you have to be willing to have a bilateral conversation, meaning it takes two to communicate. There must be talking and listening. When you speak with your spouse, your marriage should not be held hostage. You should not be threatening to leave them. You must demonstrate a posture of dedication, promise, and devotion. If you use your marriage to threaten your husband or wife, then nothing is going to be learned because they will become defensive. There needs to be a commitment to the process of communication. Number 2, actually listen to your partner. We all know communication is important in any relationship, but do you really listen to what your partner is saying? Listening is the biggest, the most key part of the communication. When you are in a conflicting situation or during a fight, you might have felt that at times you say such harsh things to your partner which you might not even have said to a stranger, and you regret later. Have you ever thought, why does it happen? It's because this negative emotion of anger makes the front lobe of your brain shut down. The front lobe of the brain is responsible for all your emotions and the decision-making power. That's the reason we make less powerful decisions when we are under stress, anger, or anxiety. When people are having an argument, they spend much time trying to think of their own response and therefore miss a lot from what is said, and then the other person doesn't feel acknowledged. During the relationships couple coaching sessions, I use an exercise with my clients to help with this, where I ask couples to give each other 5 minutes to talk by turn without any interruption. After that, the listening partner will recap for a few minutes, and most of the time recap goes, "I understand what you said is XYZ." Then the speaker responds accordingly, "Yes, you understood X, but you didn't get Y." This is a powerful exercise we can practice, provided you have a strictly safe environment. Number 3, you didn't get married to argue. Of course, not all conversations are about conflicts. You didn't get married to argue and problem solve. Some of the best conversations you will ever have in your life will be with your spouse. Don't forget to put time into cultivating a fun and exciting conversations with your spouse. Challenge each other with thought-provoking questions. Laugh together. Bringing wit and humor into your conversation makes it all. Communicate more effectively through the problems that arise, but also learn to communicate your feelings, hopes, and dreams. Use conversation starters to bring the fun back into your communication. Number 4, show concern. Be alert and demonstrate that you are concerned about your spouse. When you exhibit that you are bothered by their pain and hurt, it lets them know that you are paying attention and open to hearing what they need from you in the relationship. Your awareness of their desire is necessary within the conversation. This small gesture goes a long way and shows them that you are interested in listening about their needs, wants, or desires. This leads to understanding the issue or conflict from their perspective and permits you the opportunity to show sympathy, meaning you feel what they feel and how they feel. You are attempting to understand your spouse. When we are empathetic, it creates the opportunity for us to be supportive. We are able to show that we are a team and willing to help resolve and compromise on the matter at hand. Number 5, be more grateful for each other. This resolution is about starting to really look at your partner and being more grateful for the things you don't necessarily notice. It's a proven fact that if you are in a state of gratitude, it's almost impossible to have the negative feelings about the other because you are thinking about them in a positive way. Plus, if you actively conduct your relationship with this mindset, you will naturally be more complimentary of your partner and therefore make them feel good about themselves. Don't be in the impression that your partner needs you more and you don't need them much. There definitely was some need of yours. That's why you have married them or you are in this relationship. Maybe your need was emotional, social, physical, or financial maybe. So have a grateful mindset for each other. Number 6, stop using a painful language of criticism and blame. Don't use blame language and instead say it from the I perspective. Instead of saying, "Oh, you are always leaving a mess in the house." Instead, say, "I feel that it makes me a bit frustrated when I see the mess in the house." Don't use blame language. When people in relationship often use blame language or criticize unnecessarily, it can often make their partner defensive and even sometimes shut down entirely because they can feel like they are being attacked. Language and tone are very important when you are communicating. I always say communication is all about what you say and how you say it. I recommend you to listen to the episode 2, 5 communication strategies to resolve communication conflicts in relationships, where I have discussed this point in detail. So, own your communication, don't criticize, and leave room for guessing. State outright what you want and why you feel that way. Don't expect your partner or spouse to know the subtext or to interpret the issue is about more than what you are actually saying out loud. Communication in relationships should be direct, and that may also mean vulnerability. Number 7, talk about your goals for the year ahead. Share your dreams for the year. See how you can help your partner achieve their dreams. Support them and help each other achieve what both of you want. Obviously, it's really important to develop yourself in a relationship because if you are your best self, you are going to be happier in the relationship. Number 8, do something together. Not just having a drink or dinner together, but something new and different. It doesn't have to be going out and spending loads of money. But if you can, do a class or learn something together, whatever you have in common, whether it's fitness or learning a language or maybe reading a book, gardening, or just a simple walk. For example, as long as it's something that bonds you together. It's really lovely and gives you something to look forward to, as long as it's something where you are giving each other time and where you can laugh or chat about something else other than day-to-day issues. Number 9, make time for acts of kindness. Many of us will feel that we have already shown our partners how much we appreciate them. However, that's a certain way to go about it. A big thing that comes up in the coaching session is that one partner doesn't feel loved or appreciated in the way they want to be. The other person is usually confused by that and feels like they do show appreciation. But different people need to be shown love in different ways. This concept is known as a love language. Here I recommend you to listen to episode 5, Why Loving Unconditionally is Onerous. Your partner may want more little gestures of love, for the cleaning to be done, or more physical affection, for example. If you can understand what your partner wants, give them that in the way they want throughout their lives. That brings a strong bond. And when you have arguments, you are more likely to be more empathetic because of that bond. It's quite systematic. If you have a stronger bond, you are likely to forgive more. We will talk about the 5 love languages in detail in some other episode. Number 10. Give undivided attention while important talk. A major influence on communication is whether or not you choose to be fully present as you converse together. When your spouse speaks to you and vice versa, the first thing they need to know is that if you are giving them your full attention. There's nothing worse than being out for dinner with someone and their phone is on the table in your eye line blowing up with group WhatsApp messages. We have all been there, isn't it? Give your partner time and make them feel special. When there's a phone near you, the person always feel like they could be given up because of the phone. Number 11. Forgive. Whether you are making resolutions because it's New Year or you just want a healthier, more communicative relationship, it's likely to feel like a redemptive time for you. We need to learn how to overcome the problems, disagreements, conflicts, and annoyances while maybe even coming out a stronger couple on the other hand. One way to do this is through forgiveness. Forgiving your partner can also be very beneficial for your physical, emotional, and psychological health. Here we need to remember that forgiveness takes time. As much as you may want it to be simple decision that takes no more than an instant, you will likely find that forgiveness is often more complex than that. Forgiveness is a gradual process by which you remove a poison that would otherwise slowly weaken both of you and your relationship. Number 12. Vulnerability. Another important component in building healthier means of communication is vulnerability. This is achievable when we have successfully established creating a safe space, commitment, awareness, empathy, and support. Vulnerability generates openness, sensitivity, tearing down of walls, and creating heart space. This allows for couples to grow closer together and is a form of intimacy. Alright, so that was all for today's episode. And if you are having problems in your relationships and want to work on them, be wise and smart and see a professional relationship coach. Thank you for being with me. Catch you in the next episode. You can write to me if you want me to take any topic or question of your choice related to personal empowerment, relationships, and life in your own show, Amplify Life. Also, you can book your consultation for relationship coaching with me through Facebook for one-to-one or a couple session. You can contact me for relationship coaching workshops in your society, club, or organization. Also, you can join my training programs on effective communication skills, soft skills, and personality empowerment programs for students and working professionals. To stay connected, I invite you to come along with me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Please find the details in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, comment, and review. See you next week. Till then, keep rocking and shine your brightest.